Hey, this is Oni Rants, and lately I've been feeling like I haven't been doing enough ranting, so time for a rant. Okay, so lately I've been feeling like there's been a sort of, I don't know, discrepancy among people on Deviant Art. In fact, I think this is just going to be called Why I Hate Deviant Art. I feel like it's long overdue. I've been on the site a long time, so I got a pimple. But I feel like, it's been overdue. I've been on the site for a while, and I've seen some of the things that go on, and I think today was kind of the final straw for me. Alright, so I'll give at least 3 or 4 reasons why I hate DeviantArt. Maybe even more if I feel like I have the time. I don't want to go over 5 minutes. I'm timing myself on this. So, let's see. I think number 1 is the furry art. I'm not really a furry fan, and I think I would be if there wasn't so much of a gratuitous amount of furry art on the site. I feel like it's just so saturated. Like, DeviantArt is just so saturated with it. Whenever I go to new DeviantArt, new Deviants or new works or whatever, it's all that really pops up. Generic anime stuff, that's really something that bothers me so much as deviations, which I guess this number 1 section is. Deviations, really generic anime kind of stylized things are really starting to get to me. Though lately there's been, a kind of burst of Adventure Time sort of drawings, and while it's interesting, it is also getting very old very quickly. Then there's the Sonic art, and that's also irritating too. So it's like a combination of those 3 really kill it for me, because it's just so saturated with it. It's like that's all you see. It's sort of annoying. Then there are the cam whores, which I put in their own entire category. Because they're extremely annoying. They just take pictures of themselves, and it's like, this isn't Facebook, this isn't, Flickr, this isn't any of those sites, this isn't even MySpace. You should take that somewhere else where, it would be appropriate. And I could understand if it were, somewhere like, if it were something like, a picture that was actually really, really good, like, cosplay pictures. I don't mind much. I'm not a cosplay fan, but I don't mind it. Then there are, like, other pictures that I really don't mind because they're well done. They look like they're artistic photos. I don't mind those. Amara, go away. Like, I don't mind those, but the ones that are just pictures of random people. Oh, look at this book bag I got, or oh, look at this thing I bought. That irritates me. Also, nude pictures irritate the hell out of me. I understand that there's supposed to be artistic nudes, and there's really some like air quotes around the words artistic nude when it comes to these things, because I don't think they're in the least artistic. They're just kind of annoying. No, stop it. They're kind of annoying and really obnoxious and outrageous. There's just lots of dirty, unwashed labias and penile shits. It's fucking gross. I don't need to see that. I think there was even a case where I logged into DeviantArt and it was shit. It was a picture of shit, like actual shit in someone's toilet. I was so done. So those are my 2 things so far. My number 3 thing I would guess to say would probably be premium memberships. It's like, they kind of try to force that on you for page views, and you kind of feel like you're not doing the amount of work you should because you don't have enough page views, and so it kind of becomes this endless competition to get more page views, and the only way to get that is by, becoming a premium member, which would get you widgets and things like that, but it's so stupid. I came here not to get widgets and things like that, but for me and my friends to enjoy the artwork that we do or that other people do. We didn't come for all that, and that's completely unnecessary. And I think also that leads into my fourth thing that about DeviantArt that I don't like, which is elitist. Like people who've been on DeviantArt for a while, accumulated, the page views or the watchers, or people who become premium members, and so that way they've accumulated the watchers, and so now they think that they're above you somehow. And I find it extremely annoying, especially the people who think that they're too good for themselves, or too good for anything you have to say, they're too spicy for the pepper or whatever. I don't even know why I said that, but I've said it. Deal with it. Yeah. But it's like, an example, I guess, would be recently, not even recently, today. Today I had to deal with this awful, awful woman who, I won't even give you her name, which I know, or her Deviant account, because it's not really that serious, but it was pretty annoying. Like, it did get to me. So today I'm strolling along DeviantArt looking for something good, and I stumble upon this page. And so while I'm looking at her work, I'm like, oh, it's not that bad, and it became this sort of thing where on her page, like in her gallery, she has massive amounts of fan art. Okay, it's cool. Pokemon. I like Pokemon. Who doesn't like Pokemon? It's Pokemon. And so it's like, yeah, she has Pokemon stuff. That's cool. I like Pokemon. She likes Pokemon. Cool. Maybe I'll favorite it if I feel like it. And so I go to her profile, and she's like, oh, here's my rule list. And this is where my brain was like, what? Rules? Excuse me? Okay, continue. Let's hear this. And then they're like, no drawing fan art of my characters, no drawing fan characters, no eyeballing, no sketching, no anything like that, no likenesses of my characters or whatever. And I'm just sitting here like, okay, dude, you can't tell people not to eyeball something, and you can't tell people not to create fan characters. Well, yeah, you don't want them to, but they're going to regardless. And honestly, if people are creating fan art and fan characters of your things, you should be hella happy and not sitting there discouraging it. No matter how hard you worked on something, you should encourage fan characters, because that means someone actually thought what you've made was so interesting that they actually had to go out of their way and make a character to fit into your world. They want to be a part of that. You should congratulate them, not congratulate them, but you should be happy for that. So that was something that really ticked me off. And so their excuse was they don't want their work stolen, they had it stolen before. I understand that. But if you don't want your work to be stolen, I'm sorry, but don't post it on the internet. I understand that, people on DeviantArt have a thing of stealing work and things like that, but it's usually people who can't draw themselves who are stealing work. And I'm not sitting here supporting them, and I know a lot of people are going to tell me that I'm just supporting, people who steal. I'm really not. But I understand where they're coming from. If these people can't draw and they want to learn, they are going to trace, they're going to copy, they're going to try to emulate you, they're going to try their best to be where you are, they're going to try. So I don't see the purpose of being mad at them for trying to do something that they know they can't do. Is it any better than yours? No. So it's not getting any more attention than yours is. It's not dragging attention from your work. So I don't understand why you're making such a big deal about it. Yes, you worked hard. I'm sure you did. They worked just as hard too, though. You can't say that they didn't. And so I think that's my main problem with it. She's just bashing people who she's never met. And I was just telling her, like, look, you have to give these people a chance. They probably don't know how to do things, and they're trying their best. So you just have to give them that. And her whole argument was the same rehash thing, I don't like Steelers, and you're saying artists don't have rights. And I'm not saying artists don't have rights. I understand where you're coming from. I understand everything you're saying, but I'm not saying artists don't have rights. Of course they have rights. But I think once you put something on the internet where everyone can see, you can no longer complain about people stealing your work because you put it out there. If you can't control whether or not someone prints your work and then traces over it with tracing paper, or prints your work and just redraws it, or just stares at your work and redraws it. You can sit there and type up as many angry messages as you want and tell someone not to do something, but that doesn't mean they're going to listen. Sure, you may want someone to listen to it, but it's not going to stop them. And yeah, while the internet isn't a free-for-all, it's pretty damn close. You can't stop anyone from doing anything that they don't want to do on the internet. I'm sorry, but I know people feel like it is, but the internet's not serious business. And I think a lot of people on DeviantArt have forgotten that they're on the internet, and that everything that they put up there is subject to be taken by someone else. It's called artistic license, and while, yeah, it's not fair for someone to take something you've worked hard on, you also have to remember that you put it there for them to take. Yes, that's not what the purpose you put it there for, but that is what you've done, and so you can't get mad at them for trying to do something close to what you've done. Also, you can't get angry at people for having characters that look similar to yours. You know how many characters there are? You know how many fan characters, how many original characters, how many actually original characters there are? A lot. There are a lot out there. There is as many of those as there are people in the world. So that's a lot. That's like 7 billion plus. You know, so you can't get angry at people because, you know, they've drawn a character that looks similar to yours. Or you can't get angry at someone because they've done something similar to yours. Or they use a wolf with stars on the tails. Or something like that. You haven't copyrighted that. And you can't copyright a wolf. You know how silly that is? If you could copyright species and specimens and creatures, there would be no Harry Potter, there would be no Twilight, there would be no any of that. Now, while I don't like Twilight, I have to admit, if there was if all this that DeviantArt people think exists were real, if the world worked how they thought it does, then none of the world around us would exist. So people need to just get over it. It's not that big a deal. I understand that people don't like their work getting stolen. I really do. I understand it. But when it comes down to it, you put it there. While you didn't want it to be taken, you put it there. That's it. If you don't want something taken, don't put it online. You know, I know there's a lot of people are going to hate me for whatever I've said at the end of this video, but, you know, I don't really give a shit. I don't sit here and rant for you, I rant for me. And then I post it online to laugh at myself later, because I'm awesome. I joke.